Welcome to the Strenuous Life Radio, the podcast where leaderpreneurs and entrepreneurs, men and women, learn the different aspects and soft skills of the strenuous life. Here we go, guys. The SS Strenuous has docked. We're at the Strenuous Life Clubhouse. JR is waiting on us, and he's going to pilot us through most of this episode. Hey, y'all, over here. Yeah, you over there. Come with me. Give me a few minutes, and we'll saddle up and go on. You guys got to forgive Jimmy here. He's on autopilot. So I'm guiding this for most of this. Today we're going to be talking about enterprise in America. Now you think about that. And to be enterprising, you've got to know the rules of the game. The rules of success. Number one, have the proper friends. I'm telling you here and now, that's one of the problems that we have in our success. There's people that come into our lives and they say, oh, we're your friends. But are they genuinely interested in your success? Or do they think they're just tethered to you to use you? I buy into the moral that if you succeed, I succeed, and that's that. It's kind of like, what do you expect? We left the clubhouse, and we're talking about this factor here. We live in a time of free enterprise. Here in America, where we can worship God as we choose. We're on a hot summer day. We can sip on some ice mint tea. I love ice mint tea. Sit out there on a lunch break at my ranch here. Drinking some of that. We have our Bibles, to some degree, in the red letters. We say grace. We say amen. If you ain't doing that, we just don't give a damn. Now, forgive me. I mean, Jimmy's on autopilot today, and so I'm taking over for part of it. I'm letting you know that this is a good time in this post-pandemic economy to just be an entrepreneur, to be a leader. Or as Jimmy likes to say, leaderpreneur. I like to just combine them in a different way. You know, a leader and an entrepreneur. Or an entrepreneur that's a leader, you know. Jimmy, I tell you what, he comes up with some of these creative ideas. And here's the thing. You heard the episode yesterday where we talked about issues of religion. We talked about, to some degree, politics. We talked about the SS Strenuous, which is docked, and now you're in uncharted territory. I'll take you this far, but then, of course, to some degree, thanks to Jimmy, you're on your own. You're going to have him be your guide. He may assign a few people that'll help here and there. What can I say? Here's the thing that's needed in entrepreneurship. You need to have grit. Let me tell you something. If you ain't got grit, this world will chew you up and spit you out. How many of you feel lonely? Yeah, it's lonely at the top. Doesn't have to be. But sometimes it is. Especially if you're just starting out. You're crushing it. You're doing your best to make a product or genesis of an idea of a product every day. And if you ain't got grit, I'm telling you, I'll just tell it to you, and I'll be as frank as I am. If you ain't got grit, you lose. Alright? That's my plain truth. That's where's some fried chicken and some fried taters, or some meatloaf with fried taters. My daddy, because his mama fixed it that way when he grew up in Montana and in Texas. Fried chicken, fried taters, and green beans. Meatloaf, fried taters, and beans. That's just how my daddy was. You gotta understand. Daddy was Powerhouse. And sometimes he told me, he said, I know what you're studying in business. In college, boy. You think you'll learn a lot of business, but boy, let me tell you something. You ain't gonna learn any more than what you learned in university. You studying that political science. But it's important for you to begin to grasp this, that being an entrepreneur has its good points, but it also has its down points. During the pandemic, when I was stuck on the ranch, we stuck to having things virtually. All the speaking events I had all over the place canceled. You haven't canceled, that tells you something. Can really, really bother you. Now, I'm keeping my eye on the clock because Jimmy says I can only go as far as the 8-minute mark. And then he takes you through the rest. And I just want to say it's been good being your guide for a little while. And maybe I'll pop up at certain points, but you're on your own on this one. Here's Jimmy. Guys, I'm going to say this, and I agree with Sean DeRoe. He says, there's no nation like the imagination, but you need something else. I'm just being bluntly honest with you. In order to be a good entrepreneurship, you need a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ. Because I'll tell you something, as an entrepreneur, people will let you down. Okay? People will let you down. So I implore you, start by forming a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And there's a podcast that can help you with that. A good friend of mine, the podcast is called Helping a Hurting World. He can teach you some things. I may not necessarily agree with him totally, but he will help you find a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. I implore you to check it out. Okay? Now, you need grit, you need nerve, and you need imagination to be and to have a good, strong, personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And you need, I agree with JR, you need good quality friends. Okay? You need good quality friends. Because if you don't have good quality friends, I'm sorry, you're sunk. It's kind of like, what can you do? And where can you go? Seriously, think about it. I wouldn't be podcasting before you today if I didn't have the right friends. I'm just being completely honest with you. Now, some have recommended Anchor FM. I love Spreaker. And I love the Strenuous Life Radio. I'll tell you something, guys. We're going to get into... I'm going to try to feature some of the who I see as some of the great thought leaders of the day. I'm also going to try to JR my pop up here and there. But for the most part, just know that I created this season because I care about you. There may be times here and there, it's called the Strenuous Redemption, so there may be times when I pop up and talk about matters of faith. Okay? There may be times that I pop up and talk about matters of faith. I mean, it's kind of like, what else can I do? What better can I do to help you guys? Because it's important that you understand. Now, I may have, on occasion, because I can't find like a good interview subject, there might be some dramatization here and there between me and some character that JR picks. But for the most part, we're going to keep it nice and neat, okay? Nice and neat, and so I hope you're prepared. I hope you've enjoyed listening to Strenuous Life Radio. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of the Strenuous Life Radio community. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time. Don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. Do what others don't so you can have what others can't. Think strong, and live the strenuous life. And God bless you.